Welcome to the International News Channel, News LD. Today we present to you a news entitled,
Sask. Scientists developing vaccines to protect birds and humans from avian flu. Zhou has researched influenza viruses on the Vaccine and Infectious Illness Group, VIDO, on the College of Saskatchewan for 20 years, with almost half of that point being spent trying into avian flu. She mentioned there is a comparatively new pressure-inflicting pressing concern, H5N1. Now we have seen this modern H5N1 virus circulating on the planet for a number of years, and now it appears this virus has gained floor in North America, mentioned Zhou, a senior analysis scientist and molecular biologist. H5N1 has killed or contaminated 7.2 million birds throughout the nation since the 20th of December, 2021, in accordance to the Canadian Meals Inspection Company. In latest months, mammals have additionally died from the virus, together with a canine in southern Ontario. Wellbeing Canada has not reported any domestically acquired human instances of avian flu. Nonetheless, it famous in a press release to CBC information that the federal authorities has agreements with a number of producers to safe precedence entry and reserve manufacturing capability if wanted to quickly manufacture and ship massive numbers of vaccine doses to assist protect individuals. Making an attempt to forestall the following human pandemic, Alison Kelvin, a virologist at VIDO whose analysis staff is working with Jews on a Canada-wide avian flu vaccine technique, mentioned the spike in H5N1 instances comes down to chicken flyways. Kelvin mentioned that when birds fly south for the winter and north for the summer season, the virus migrates over Canada, mixing with viruses from South America, the US and Central America. Viruses mutate fairly quickly and, regardless that I do not see the present H5N1 as a human well-being menace, we all know that it may possibly cross over and infect individuals, she mentioned. We are not simply attempting to forestall the following human pandemic, but in addition a pandemic in our agricultural species. Alison Kelvin, a virologist with the Vaccine and Infectious Illness Group on the College of Saskatchewan, helps to work on a Canada-wide vaccine technique that protects each birds and humans from avian flu. Sam Samson /CBC. Kelvin mentioned her analysis staff is at the moment constructing vaccine targets and incorporating earlier applied sciences to develop essentially the most leading-edge vaccines. In the meantime, Zhou's staff is researching to consider the menace avian flu has on public well-being. We would like to dissect the genes or proteins which might be answerable for the virus that may purchase the transmissibility between humans or mammals. After we discover these traits, we could discover a goal to forestall the spillover, she mentioned. Collectively, their finish aim is to create a collection of vaccines for each humans and animals that protects towards avian flu. However, given how briskly the virus evolves, their largest problem is time. Despite the fact that the virus is wise, we're smarter, Zhou mentioned with a smile. We're armed with data and experience to dissect the virus's traits, and then we are able to change them again, or we are able to mutate these genes so they are much less virulent and don't trigger illness. The toll on poultry farmers, Kelvin mentioned avian flu impacts the poultry business essentially the most proper now, placing producers on the entrance strains. As each a poultry farmer and GUFT member of Turkey Farmers of Canada, Jelmer Wiersma mentioned he is watched and felt the effect of H5N1. Final fall, he had to cull his flock of round 17,000 turkeys at his farm close to Coudworth, Sask, roughly 90 kilometers northeast of Saskatoon. They have been sluggish and torpid. We knew one thing was occurring, so we bought them examined. Positive sufficient, inside a couple of days, we had the outcomes again and they have been constructive, he mentioned. The devastation is twofold. There's the quantity of loss of life and destruction that you just re-confronted with within the barns, then there's the fact that you've got to clear the mess up. Wiersma added that biosecurity, protecting farms as safe and away from wild birds as attainable, is vital on the farmer stage to assist keep away from avian flu. However, he sees vaccines as the best way ahead. He mentioned many poultry farmers are eagerly ready to see how avian flu vaccines take form, noting that it could be best for farmers if they are often sprayed on the birds or ingested. Within the meantime, Wiersma mentioned the turkey farmers of Canada is developing a committee of representatives from throughout the nation to assist producers take care of avian flu and the psychological well-being toll that always comes with it. It is fairly devastating and daunting to have to undergo that. I do know it was for me, he mentioned. If you haven't any sources to pull from, it could make it that a lot worse.